A mobile exhibit aims to help our community learn more about the realities of domestic human trafficking. The Freedom Drivers Project is mobile and an educational trailer that will help teach both truckers and non-truckers about human trafficking and its severity. Our Action 2 News team got an early look at the workings of that trailer. Inside, visitors can learn about actual survivors and their stories, as well as items related to them. The project director says just being aware helps more than you would think.
Just being able to educate yourself, take some information home to your families, your local communities, your schools, your neighborhoods, just having that awareness alone and how to identify what human trafficking is and just being aware of your surroundings is the biggest takeaway.
The Freedom Drivers Project will be available to the public tomorrow from 10 to 2 at Fox Valley Tech in the parking lot in Appleton.